Hi, tonight I'm going to show you an easy way to move your lamp stack. Now I use, as you know from my previous videos, a stack called Nerd. It is a WAMP type stack, but like XAMPP, it doesn't have to be installed. Wherever you put it is where it'll work, and it will adjust itself if you move. It doesn't have any problems with that. But your IDE, in my case both NetBeans and PhpStorm, does care. And with Joomla, there are a couple of applications that do hard code the path into the application, into the extension. Akiba Backup is one of them that does. So those things I was a little bit worried about, but I needed to get Nerd off of my SSD, which is almost full, and go ahead and move it onto my physical hard drive that doesn't really care how many reads and writes I do and has tons of room. So that's what I'm going to show you how to do tonight. So to get started, you're going to want to open up your file folder, go to where you currently have Nerd installed. Now, I've already moved it once, and then I realized, hey, I don't want it where I have it, which is right here. Okay. And you're going to cut it. In my case, I want to go ahead and move it to the development folder, and you're going to paste it. And it's going to go do its thing. All right. Now, the one thing I don't like about Nerd when it does that, and it's probably just a Windows 10 issue, but I don't like that it doesn't use the Nerd icon. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. Okay, great. And now I'm going to pin it to my quick access because I use it all the time. Now, here comes the important step. You're going to want a little program called grepwin. And you need to tell it where to go search. Now I'm going to need to tell it the development Nerd. Now, in my case, I have NetBeans projects and PhpStorm projects. I keep them separate. So we need to do each one independently. And we need to change d:\nerd to t:\development/nerd. Okay, so we're going to replace it. We're going to search all the files, no binary files, and let's tell it to go ahead and do its job. You can make a backup by clicking right there if you wish. I've already got a backup done, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, so that was quick and simple. Now let's go to the PhpStorm project source, which is one I use most of the time now. And you'll see it's found its files. Now I already, instead of using search, which you can do that first if you're not sure, I just went ahead and used replace because I know there's plenty in there. And then what it's going to do here, it's going to go through, it's going to search all your files, show the matches, and then it's going to automatically do the replacement. Now, when it's done doing the replacements, it doesn't tell you that it's done, it just finishes. And it leaves the screen like this. It does tell you what it did, but it doesn't tell you that it's done, per se. So we'll come back right after that. Okay, so here it's done. It's found all the files it's going to find. Everything's been moved. Okay, or renamed. Now the next one you want to do, and you probably shouldn't have to do this one, but it's always better to be safe than sorry, is you want to go ahead and do your public folder. If you're on WAMP or Nerd or most of the others, it's www, okay? So once you've done that, again, you want to do the same thing. You want to do your global search and replace. Now, in my case, I have almost 1 million files in my www folder because I have lots of different sites. So this is going to take quite a while. grep1 is not super fast, but that's okay. We'll just let it cook, do its thing. In the meantime, while that's doing that, we can go ahead and start up Nerd and let. So Nerd's going to go through. It's going to check all of its pathing, check what it's done in the past, and at some point it's going to say, hey, wait a minute, you've changed everything. I need to rebuild all my configuration files. And so once it does that, it'll ask me to restart. So we'll come back at that point. Okay, now Nerd says it needs to restart, which we expected. It's one of the quirky things about Nerd. That and that it's very slow to actually start up, because it does a lot when it's starting up. And it offers a lot. So we'll come back once Nerd is going. Okay, so now we've got Nerd restarted, which it shows right here. Just to make sure it is in fact running, we can go ahead and go to localhost. And there it is. So Nerd is fantastic. It's ready to rock and roll. Now all we have to do is we have to wait for grep1 to work its magic, and we'll be back. Okay, so now Nerd is up. grep1 has worked its magic. You'll see here it found its matches, it made its changes. Okay, so we can close that. And the moment of truth. Let's start up PHP Storm. If everything goes perfectly, it'll be just like it was before I moved it. We'll soon find out. Okay, let's open up my project. The path does not exist. Let's go down and find it. As long as I don't have to reconfigure it, I'll be a happy camper. Yeah, this was a template. Acorn start. Perfect. It's exactly what I want. And then it's going to go reindex, which it always does when you open it. So one minor glitch, you've got to reselect the project, but that's minor. I can deal with that. So that's how you move it. Good night.